What's going on, everybody? Emceemur here, and welcome back to another fantabulous unboxing and review video. We're going to take a look at the Atari Flashback 9 Gold. I'm excited to take a look at this because there are new additions to the lineup this year, including but not limited to Pitfall II and Tutankham, a game that I haven't played since I was like 9 years old, but have been wanting to. There's some cool stuff on here. We've got Burger Time. We've got freaking Frogger. Yeet, 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 Frogger. There's some fantastic stuff on here, and while I've got flashback systems coming out my ears, I couldn't resist buying this one because of the additions. We're going to check them out. We're going to unbox this. We're going to look at some gameplay. We're going to do all of that right now. Alright, so let's get this thing open. I got the seal off of it. First of all, yeet, Frogger. Yeet, Burger Time. Let's get her open. Okay, so we got into this with the Flashback 8 last year. You know, people had received review copies, and they weren't just loose in the box like this. They were actually wrapped with some bubble wrap and secure. And I felt all this floating around in here when I picked it up, so I knew this was coming. But at any rate, we've got the Flashback 9 console in here. You know, this just isn't a very secure way to ship the merchandise, I wouldn't think. And initially, last year when I picked up the 8, I thought I had got somebody's return. But it's clean, it looks good, so I'm not really worried about that. Everything is as you would think it would be. We got the power supply hole, the HDMI port, 2 controller slots. Let's see what else we got. So then we have your basic HDMI cable. I've got enough of these to wrap around the world 2 times, but it's nice to have everything included. So there's that. We have a little leaflet here on how to pair the controllers with the console. We will get that taken care of once we get it all set up. And then you've got this. This is the actual game list / instruction booklet, all on a big poster-sized fold-out. So we have that. And you got the AC adapter. Just things like this, I mean, you would think you would be in a little plastic bag or something, I don't know. I mean, I know you're just going to throw that away afterward, but honestly, I keep those things. I keep everything as mint as I can keep it. But yeah, we have the power supply, and then we have our 2 joysticks. So noticing a difference from last year's model. Last year's model had a Phillips head screw in the battery door. You know, and it's already got a tab to pop out. That just added an extra step. I don't want to go look for a screwdriver. So that was kind of a pain in the butt. This year does not have that. It's just the tab. Now if you look here, it's still got the hole. But that's an interesting difference there that I've just noticed, and I gotta say I'm happy about it. And then this one with all the menu buttons, all that good stuff. They feel good. They always do. We never really had an issue with the controllers that come with these things. And that's it. That's what you get. Let's get this thing hooked up, and let's check out some gameplay right now. So here we are looking at the Atari Flashback 9 Gold menu. Background looks like it did last year. The music's still cool. But here's the issue, and it's the same issue with the Blast flashbacks that we just looked at. Some of these games are not the 2600 versions. They're NES ROMs. And it's got people just outraged, and at the very least, it has me scratching my head. I'm not really sure what the point of that is, or why they went that route. It would be helpful if that could be, you know, vocalized to the community, why that is how it is, because obviously that's not what consumers were expecting. And the excuse that this is supposed to appeal to just a casual gamer, that doesn't really hold up. because we know how that works. Casual gamers often don't buy any of this stuff. Hardcore gamers end up buying it because they're collectors, and then they're going to pick it apart. So yeah, this is not the 2600 Frogger. This is a Nintendo ROM. And while it looks nice and it's playable, you know, if this isn't what you were expecting, you're not going to be real happy with that. Now we'll look at Space Invaders, and if you watched my Blast Flashback review, this is exactly what you saw there. This is a Nintendo ROM. This is not the 2600 version. You know, and again, it looks good and it's playable. I'm not angry about it. I know a lot of people are angry about it. I'm just confused, I guess, as to why they went this route. It's a curiosity to me. And again, AtGames products, you know, these are novelties is what they are. So you got to kind of just expect some differences here and there. I'm not saying you have to be okay with, you know, complete inconsistencies. I mean, the complaints people have made, they've got a reason to. Because again, if this was all made known beforehand, then you knew what you were getting, and then you were an informed consumer at that point. But it would still be my issue with it, you know, that it's just weird, and I would like to know why they went that route. I also want to look back at the Flashback 8, because I don't remember this being an issue with that. Or was it? We got to look right now. So looking at the Flashback 8 menu now, and we can already see some subtle differences here. I really like the way this is laid out better, where I just go to the right to move over a page instead of going down to a separate menu piece at the bottom. I don't think that change helped anything. And it's important to note for review's sake that the Flashback 9 model has its plugins on the back and has no longer got the HDMI port on the side. The power supply has also changed from a post type to a blade type. So there's that. And there it is. Same ROM as on the 9. Now, let's look at Space Invaders. Alright, Space Invaders. Here we go. And there it is. Same deal. I don't remember if we even played these when we reviewed this. I'm going to have to go back and look. But I tell you what I definitely don't remember is I don't remember everybody talking about this. I don't remember big YouTubers talking about it, and I don't remember the big outrage when this came out, but it sure is popular to talk about now all of a sudden. And by that, I don't mean that it's not warranted. Again, I just mean this whole situation is so curious. It's so strange. I don't remember anybody talking about that when this came out, that there were NES ROMs on here, and oh my god, and how dare they, but that sure is what we're talking now. I don't even remember noticing this last year. I guess because we just took so brief of a look at it and went right back to what we were doing, but how absolutely peculiar is this? Again, this is the Flashback 8 that we're looking at here. Let's get back to the 9. I want to check out some of the other games that did show up on NES and see what ROMs we've got. This is absolutely bizarre. Alright, so let's look here on the Flashback 9 and check out Gyruss, a game that was also on the NES. Are we getting an NES ROM, or are we going to be playing the 2600 version? And we're playing the 2600 version, and it looks good. So again, that's what's really wild about this, is there are games on here that were on both consoles, but they didn't use the NES ROMs for some of those. Why is that? Why for some and not others? I can't think of a single reason why that is, and if that was how it was going to be, then we probably should have had some asterisks on the box letting the consumers know what ROMs were used. Maybe they just didn't think it'd be that much of an issue. I think maybe they're confused about their actual audience too, because I hear a lot of people trying to say that these are just for a casual gamer or somebody that doesn't know anything about Atari. Man, if that's who you are, you're probably not interested in this, honestly. I think the people that buy these are collectors like me, and people that are into vintage games, people that lived through this era. I don't know that casual gamers actually buy stuff like this. I just don't think they do. So in that case, you're talking about people that are really going to scrutinize it and that really want to get what they think it is. If it's something different, it needs to say it. I mean, the thing is a 2600. Okay, so we got Nintendo games on here. That is really weird. And I'll say again, I'm not as angry about it as some folks are, but it's very strange to me, and I would like to know the reason behind it. Let's look at some other stuff. Little Super Breakout, that looks good. This game never stopped being fun in any version, any iteration, whether you're playing this, Arkanoid, I don't care what you're doing. This is just tried and true gameplay, so much fun. We've got Tutankham on here, which I am just thrilled about. Haven't seen this game in 30 years. And we've got Pitfall II on here, which is just fantastic. A game that I definitely plan to play a lot of in brilliant HD. So nice to have this added to the lineup. Really killer game. It's important to take note of the features that you have available to you on this system as well. Now, you've got the rewind so that you can look back at, past action if you need to see what happened. And most importantly is you have the save states. So you're going to go to the menu button, to your save slots, and then you simply hit the fire button to save in the slot. And I got to say, that interface right there looks even better than it did last year. So again, back to menu, save slots, and I can see that my game successfully saved. That's pretty awesome. I know there's not a lot of Atari games where a save slot would be necessary. It's not like we're playing RPGs here, but sometimes you got to get up from the game and maybe you had a great run going. It's just something nice to have. You also have an option on the menu screen for a scan line filter. Just come on down here and switch it on. If you like that look, back up to resume game, fire button, and there you go. A nice old school look for you to enjoy. So if you can get past the change in some of the ROMs on here, and I don't want the whole review to be about that, because honestly, I think there's a lot of great gameplay here, and it is very authentic. This is a good deal for the money. I mean, it's HD, it's convenient to use, it's convenient for streaming. So far, it's done quite well with that. The sound is good. I think the good definitely outweighs the bad here, and I'm loving the additions of the new games this year. That was really a selling point for me and why I wanted to take a look at this new Flashback model. So that's a look at the Atari Flashback 9 Gold. Not bad, man, not bad. There's a lot of Atari in this box, and I'm glad that you got to take a look at this with me. I'm thrilled with the additions to the game lineup for this model. A lot of neat things are going to come out of that. Nothing I want to tell you about just yet, but you can be assured there's some cool things coming your way right here on the Emceemur Show, as always. Again, there's a lot of convenience in these things. Now, I can hook up the old 2600 to the old tube TV and have that experience anytime I want. Oftentimes I do. But it's nice sometimes to hook one of these up to an HDMI, see it in crystal clear HD, and just play some of these old games. It creates ease of streaming. There's a convenience factor here. That makes these attractive to me. And I'm always interested to see what they're going to do with these. The companies that make these, the collections they put on them. It's just interesting to me. I've just kind of got hooked on the whole plug and play thing. But anyway, that's it. And I'm glad that you got to take a look at this with me. I hope that this answered any questions you might have about this model. And if it did not, you can leave a comment in the comment section of this video. You know that I love getting a conversation going with you right here on the Emceemur Show, something that we do a lot of. I hope that you liked this video. I hope you're going to drop a like on this video, and most importantly, if you have not already done so, I hope that you're going to subscribe to the Emceemur Show. Be a part of Mur Nation. We're rising up. All the great things that we've got going on right here on the show, and make sure that you click that notification bell so you are always the first to know when new content goes live. You know, I can't wait to share it with you. So many great things coming your way. Thanks so much for watching. Emceemur signing off for now, and I will see each and every one of you again next time.